we're gonna roll our shoulders. Monday, I had headquarters or station 1 join us. I didn't see their sign, so they're probably going through, what do they call those? They go through a lot of drills and skills to keep up on their goodies or their skills. But Monday, they were with us stretching, which was pretty cool. We're doing the backstroke, guys. We're just opening up those shoulders. If this is too much on the shoulder, just pull your elbows back, okay? And then you're only going shoulder height. Okay, bring your hands up, all the way up, over your head, and back down. And again, back up. Open up those ribs as you do this, and that shoulder times 2. I know we both have a pair of them. Back up. Okay, shake them out. Just touch your fingers to your shoulders here, and then extend those elbows. Okay, you see how I'm swinging them back. Okay, a few more times. Okay, we're gonna go the other way now. So we're gonna swing our arm around, okay? I'm gonna stay just on the right side. I'm not gonna alternate on this one. Because what I want you to do is, you see I'm rotating my hip as I do this, okay? Keep your head towards the screen. Okay, other side. I do have a split stance. I open up and I swing, okay? All the way around. Okay, all right. All right, interlock your fingers and bring those arms up over the head. And what you're gonna do, I'm gonna squat down so you can see my hands, but please stay standing. Now I have my hands, palms facing each other, and I'm just gonna rotate those wrists, okay? Up over the head. If you don't like that up over the head, you can do it right in front, okay? So either way, I'm gonna stick my hands in front so you can see what I'm doing. And now bring them down, okay? Back and to the front, okay? Swing them up. Your feet can be together. You can do a split stance. Open them up and then bring them up high, okay? Up high. Okay, now I'm gonna scissor them. So I'm gonna scissor, and again, I'm just gonna squat down so you can see the position of my hand, palms facing each other, okay? Split open. Okay. While we continue to do this, I'm going to show you a side profile, and I've got my knees bent. Okay. So I'm holding my weight right here on the top of my legs. Okay. Let's go 5 more splits. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Those are ready to take a rest. And so now we're going to go about a little wider than hip width, okay? We're gonna open up the ribs as I point to my hips, sorry about that. We're gonna open up the hips along with the ribs. We're gonna do some rotation. So for starters, all I want you to do is just kick that right hip or your left hip if you wanna follow my pattern. My legs are straight, and I go back to the center, and I do it again, okay? Just hitching my hip, okay, and the other side. Hitch. Go back to the center. I'm doing a little bit of a bounce. That's fine, or you can hold it, okay? All right, now we're gonna push forward. So it's like I'm pushing my pockets forward. I'm gonna do a side view of that. My hands are on my hips, and I press my hips forward. I'm gonna squeeze my glutes when I do it so that my back is nice and neutral or stable. And now I'm getting a nice deep stretch in those hip flexors, okay? And then release. I'm back into that center point. My hips are right over my knees, which are right over my ankles. I'll back up a little bit so you can see my feet. Here we go again. Squeeze and press forward, okay? Now I'm gonna push my hips back and do a hip hinge and come down and touch the floor, okay? Squeeze, press forward, push hips back, and drop down. Okay, let's go 3 more times. I'm gonna face the screen for my last 2. Press forward and come down and try to touch the floor. Okay, now let's combine that upper body again. So, or not again, but let's start with the upper body. So I'm gonna interlock my fingers up over my head. I'm gonna do a side bend and I'm gonna hitch. Now I'm stretching that back. Okay, if you don't want that back, then just side bend and leave your hips right over your knees and hold those abs tight, okay? So I'm gonna side bend and go back to the center, okay? There's a difference. And so if you do not like that on your back, then just stay with only opening up those ribs, okay? So here I go, I'm gonna hitch my hip. Okay, I'm gonna do one more time. Okay, bend forward, touch the floor, come back up, squeeze those glutes, and press your hips forward, okay? Here we go, one on each side. Side bend, bring those hands down, go down, touch the floor, come back up, squeeze those glutes, and press those hips forward. Okay, here we go. We're just gonna circle now, go around. Okay, I'm gonna do a side view of this. Go the same direction, everyone. Okay. All right, stop to the center. We're gonna go the other way. Oh dear, yep, okay, yep, there we go. There's always one side that doesn't seem so natural. That might be the side you need to go. I'm feeling this in my back and in my hips and in my inner thigh from Tuesday's workout, most likely. All right, I'm gonna face in. All right, guys, we're gonna go around the world now. My feet are about as wide as my mat. Arms are up over the head. I'm not interlocking my fingers. They're up here. I'm gonna go over past my feet. I'm gonna slide, go up all the way around. We're gonna go 3 times. So that was 1, 2, and 3. All right, meet me at the top. All right, let's go the other way. Feel a stretch in the hamstring. Open up those ribs. Flare those ribs out towards the screen. Okay, I'm gonna go one more time. All right, bring those arms down. Take a bend at the waist or the hip. Sweep that floor with your fingers. Come back up. Interlock your fingers. I'll wait for you. Open up the ribs. Keep your hips stable on this one. Open up the ribs. Release those hands. Palms down towards the floor. Sweep it. And back up. Nice. Okay. Put your hands on your hips. Let's lift your leg up. Okay, so you can see I am circling my ankle. Okay. Hold the balance. This is where that chair might come in handy to hold on to, or the wall. Okay, let's go the other way. Just forget about that leg that you're standing on. Soften the bend though on that leg as you work that ankle. Okay, let's try the other side. Okay, if you're up feeling up too high, you can lower it. I'm just exaggerating that lift so you can see what my foot's doing. Okay, I'm gonna go the other way. Big circle, really get a nice stretch in that ankle, calf muscle. Feels really good. All right, let's do it now where our foot or our toe is fixed. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just swing that heel out and back in. It's like a window wiper, okay? It's not perfect, but you just going side to side. We did this on Monday, but we were on our back and I called it flossing and we worked it side to side. We're gonna try it this way today. All right, other leg, other foot. Hopefully you can see my toe is in contact with the floor and I'm doing the window wiper. This just keeps that mobility in our ankles so we have that nice heel strike when we walk, a little light on our feet. Okay, now that toe, that right leg, I'm gonna put my toe down and I'm gonna push that heel and keep that heel in contact with the floor and I'm bending that other knee, okay? Now for me, this is boring because I do feel the stretch in that calf muscle back there, but I can do something with my hands. I'm gonna take my hands behind my back, I'm interlocking my fingers, and I'm just pulling those shoulders back. Okay, I'm gonna face you guys now. I think you can see that my heel is still down. Okay, I'm gonna release that, and I'm gonna switch sides. Okay, so I'm gonna go this way, and my heel is down. I'm bending this front leg to get leverage and really drive that heel down and feel it. Okay, interlock my fingers and try to straighten out those elbows behind you. Okay, if it's too much of a stretch, just hold it down here. Otherwise, lift it up. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to start doing some movement patterns on the floor, but oh, finally that song. Sorry, that song was a little bit slow. So here we go. Okay, now I'm going to move laptop down. You can see what I'm doing because I'm going to start going to the floor. And yes, we'll be doing core. You see my fingers? Here I come. I'm inchworming down to the mat. I'm going to stay here. I'm in a V position, and I want to get my heels down. We just stretched our heels standing, but now you see how I'm pushing my hips back, taking my hands, and I'm completely secure on my mat with my hands, and I'm pushing those hips back, okay? And I'm purposely not showing you my heels because I'm pushing them down, and some of you might be a little jealous because you can't get your heels down. Specifically, certain people that I know, Mr. Salaberry. Okay, bend your knees. We're gonna stay here now. Okay, we're gonna rock our hips back. Speaking of Mr. Salaberry, his wife Nancy, you guys may know her, but it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Nancy Salaberry, that is. I know she's not watching, but I'll be sure to tell her I said happy birthday. Or maybe I'll just call her. Any of you who know her, give her a call. All right, sit back on your feet. This is a child's pose. If you're not comfortable with your shoulders in front of you, then pull them back, and that's fine too. Try to reach for your shoes back here, okay? Reach for your shoes. And then just let your head drop to the mat. Now, if this is too much for your knees, put the towel on your knees and hold on to the chair and hold on to the chair like that, and that'll stretch out that back, and you don't feel like you're compromising that knee at all. All right, back to all fours. Let's straighten out that. I'll back up. We're gonna straighten out that left leg. We're gonna straighten out that right arm, and we're gonna hold it. And I'm not showing off today. I'm not gonna stand up on this toe and lift myself up. I'm gonna save that for tomorrow, okay? All right, switch sides. Now, what can you do while you're trying to hold this balance? You can hold your tummy muscles in. This is kind of like a plank, but it's easier than a plank because you've got your leg here. But it doesn't mean that you can't activate those abdominals, okay? Let's switch, go one more time with that left leg extended. Relax your foot. Don't worry about flexing it or pointing it. What I want you to do is reach with your hand. Focus on the arm and reach. Switch. For some of you, if this bothers your wrist, you can hold onto your towel and do it that way. Relax your ankle on that right leg and reach with the left arm. Suck it in and take a rest. Back to that child's pose. All right, we're gonna do a little thoracic rotation on the hands and knees, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna keep my knees happy. I've been out there in the garden, so they're a little bit annoyed, we'll say. So that extra cushion helps. All right, so we're still on all fours. For some of you, this takes the shoulder out of it, and you can just work on the rotation in your mid-back, okay, that mid-spine. So open up For those of you, you can go all the way up. Extend that arm all the way up. We're gonna go 2 more. All right, we're gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna face the screen so you can see that movement pattern in a different angle. Again, this is without, so it comes down and reach, okay? Let's go 3 more, or do as many as you want until I prompt you to alternate, okay? I'm gonna reach out with my arm now, okay? Let's alternate. Okay, my eyes, I'm gonna try not to look at myself on the screen, and you do the same. All you're gonna do is you're gonna alternate, but I don't want you to strain your neck. So look down to the floor, down to your mat, and here we go. Left, right. Don't rush it, it's a stretch. Left, and right. Let's go 1 more on each side. All right, back to the child's pose, okay? Palms are up, or palms are facing each other, I'm sorry. So they're like this, okay? On the floor, put your head down. All right, it's time to do abs. So get yourself set where you can see me. Put this on my head, come down. You can still see me, great. Take my ponytail out. All right, let's put your feet really close together. They're touching if you can. Put them down and go into that bridge, okay? Now you're gonna come halfway and press upward, okay? It goes into the theme of stretching out those hip flexors. And we're not stretching so much the hip flexors, you probably won't feel it there, but you might feel it in your inner thigh, but you should most definitely feel it in your glutes, okay? Squeeze. I don't particularly force a squeeze, it just happens to contract, but it's natural for any of us instructors to holler that word out, okay? I am not letting my back touch the mat. I'm going halfway and pressing upward, okay? All right, enough of those. Bring it down and roll the knees into the chest. Side to side. Feel each side of your back. Okay, we're gonna do marionettes. So, here we start, and it's the opposite. Arm leaves, leg leaves, okay? I will have to say, these have become so easy from all the abdominals that we've been doing. I've been teaching these classes. You're totally holding me accountable, because in class, as some of you know, I walk around about this time. I can't walk around. So these are marionettes, or I used to call them dying bugs. I'm trying to let my heel touch the ground before I come back up, okay? Ways to modify. You can bend your knees this way and go like this. This is a modified version, okay? I'll do the modified version for a bit so you can all catch up if you were just watching and not doing. Okay, come on down. Hips up. Now, we're in a normal stance. My feet are as wide as my hips. And I'm going to lift my toes up. This is feeling like it's a stretch, but we're actually strengthening our shin, anterior tibs. I hate to say shin muscle after I've gone through anatomy and all that in college. So toes up and down, slap them down. Feet or the balls of your feet as we hold this position. If it's too much in the back, lower it, lower your hips. Otherwise, go as far as you can upward. And come on down. Okay, more abs. Where is my, I'm not going to call it a reliable timer, I'll tell you that, but iPhone. All right, guys, we're going to do a 40 and 60 minute set of crunches, and it's at 0, and we're going to try to get it to about 5 minutes of continuous abdominals. I will show you how to modify, but the timer has started. So here we go. These are the dime or marionettes. Okay. Lift up and watch your feet. This helps keep the small your back down. Basically scissoring my legs. Here's the bottom. Right here. Right here. Sorry about that, guys. I had a bad internet connection. Hopefully you were still doing your crunches while I was dropped. It's kind of like on a bike ride. You get dropped and it's like, wait for me. So sorry about that. So hopefully you're all back on. Let me see. Yep, I got you. Continuous. We will continue. Sorry. Okay, where I think I was dropped, I was getting ready to do the tabletop. My hands are behind. I'm going to tuck my elbows in and I'm going to come up. Okay? This is a 40-second set. I did look at the timer, and Lynn and Sean, if you're there, they always give me grief. That has to be more than 40 seconds, Patty. But it's not. It's only 18 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now try to straighten those legs up a little bit to finish it off for 15 more seconds, and then we hit our 40-second mark. Put those elbows towards the knees. 3, 2, and 1. Hips back up. Hold this for 5 seconds. We'll go right into bicycle elbow to knee for 60 seconds. So we did 2 40-second sets. I'm not going to count the one I got dropped. And we're going to do 2. Can you do that? 2 1-minute sets. Okay. So it's bicycle elbow to knee. It's sort of like the marionettes, but we're going to hold on to our head, lifting our shoulders, like I said, keeps that back nice and flat on the mat. So here we go. I started on the 12. That'll help me help you with a 60-second set. So this is bicycle elbow to knee. You are reaching. If this is too much of a strain, then drop the foot and pick it up for that knee to meet the elbow. But I do want that rotation so you're working the obliques. Okay, all right, I'm going back in the air. My feet are going towards the ceiling, or not the ceiling, but the wall, right at the junction where wall meets ceiling. We are more than halfway, guys. Hang in there. I give us a longer recovery when we do 2 by 60. 12 seconds. Oh my goodness. Yes, I do feel it in my upper ab. So I will give you a lower ab. I promise. Oh, and that is 60 seconds. Let those legs go straight. Relax the tummy muscles. Take a deep breath in. This time it's going to be through the mouth because we have been working a little harder than what we typically do when we stretch. Exhale. All right, I got to give you guys a good one for your lower abdominals. So there's ways to do this to kind of intensify it. For some of you that love pain. grab the towel or grab that strap or grab this band. What you're going to do for our 60-second set of abs is you're going to hold this behind you and you're going to put a little tension on it, okay? You can still put tension on a towel or on that strap. You just don't want it to break, okay? Meaning break at that tension. So keep it straight. Okay, all right, let me look at the clock. And we are going to start now. So this is over the head, and you're going to drop your toes. Your toes touch the mat, and then you lift up, okay? There is a bend in the knee so that we can get a little stretch in the back as we do this. But what you should feel is right at the waistband, okay? Right at the belly button, okay? Now, holding this band here, what that's doing is it's activating those lats and those ribs. So it's everything activated, engaged, contracting in your upper body. So you're going to feel it everywhere. Some people say they get sore up there into their ribs from doing something like this. I have no problem with. Let me look at the time. Keep going, guys. It's my one opportunity. Oh my, 65 seconds, you can stop. Oh, you guys, I'm terrible. I need the clock right above my head, I think. Okay, your arms are out to the side, roll side to side. Now, normally I would holler out in the class, which I can't, because you guys are all muted. Do you want to do another set? Yeah, please, Patty, let's do another set. Gordon talks to himself. That's a Gordon move. Okay, side to side, open up that back. Legs are straight, interlock your fingers over the head, get a nice stretch in those abdominals. I think we do need to go one more minute. Let's see what the time is. Yep, we have time because we have another 23 more minutes of stretch. So we're gonna do another 60-second. I promise it won't be 65. It's gonna be the double crunch. So this can still be part of the activity or part of the exercise. Your legs are gonna be here and you can drop them like that or you can extend them, okay? So you're gonna come up, okay? Just like that. All right, I just made that one up, guys. In 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Curl, extend, and curl. There's tension on this band, on this towel, on this strap as you do this, okay? If you find your back pops up when your legs extend, then don't extend them. Just keep it bent. Is your neck getting tired? Then take your hands off the strap and hold onto your head. Cradle it, keep it going. 20 seconds, guys. You probably have 10 more of these. Here we go, let's count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was a 63-second set. So I wasn't too late on that. Good job, Patty. Yeah, right. But I can't say good job to you guys because I didn't see that you did it, but I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Okay, so bring that towel back. Band. You're going to do, as you let that heart rate come down, just go into a pelvic tilt to stretch that low back out and relax it. Now let's start stretching those hamstrings, okay? I am putting the band on the ball of my foot because I want to stretch my calf muscles out this time, okay? And I will pop this up just a little bit so you can see my leg. Okay. All right, yeah, you can see it. There we go. I've lined my foot up to the same side, so the same shoulder. So right foot, right shoulder. And I'm trying to drop this toe downward, trying to get more than a 90-degree angle in my foot to my lower leg and the 90-degree angle in my upper leg to my torso. Okay, that's the goal. My knee is bent, the other side. Okay, back off that stretch now. Back up that stretch. And just do a few little toe points or gas pedals. Stretch out that, or just kind of get blood flow into that calf muscle. Okay, all right, now go ahead and stop that. Let's reposition. Get the calf out of it, and we're going to go into the arch. Okay, so it's the arch, and where I'm going with this, I'm going to take my hands. I'm getting a little too close to my feet. I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to bring them down so my lower or my arms can rest on the floor. Now take it to the opposite shoulder and pull. Nice intense stretch on the back of my knees and in my hamstrings. Okay, and now let's let the other leg go straight and bring this one over. Taking it about 3 feet from the floor and pulling. What you're trying to do is isolate that IT band, and everybody has their position, but where I want you to feel it is where my hand is on that hip bone, okay? Right where that greater trochanter is, and all the way down to my knee. Okay, I'm gonna bend it, and now I'm gonna let it rest to the floor. Go ahead and let your hand rest off that towel, and let those arms, especially that right one, stay to the floor so you're getting a good stretch in the low back. Deep breath in. Okay, and bring it back. Switch legs, okay? Put it on the ball of your foot, right here. Okay, I'm gonna keep this knee bent, but for some of you, you've already done this, that's fine, but I'm gonna try to stick to being consistent here. Okay, that toe gets pulled downward. You can see I'm trying to achieve more than a 90-degree angle. Foot to lower leg, okay? Foot's lined up the same side of the shoulder, and my leg is straight. Too much burn in the back of the knee, just soft bend, but try to really feel the calf muscle on this. Okay, back off that stretch, do a few gas pedals. Okay, all right, reposition the towel or the band into the arch, get the calf muscle out of it. Focus on the hamstring now. Okay, take it to the opposite shoulder and pull upward. Breathe through it. That really isolates the muscle that you're trying to stretch. It's taking that deep breath in. Putting a little effort by pulling it towards your shoulder. Okay, back off that stretch a little bit. Let's get this other leg out of the way. IT band, here we come. I'm about 3 feet above the floor. I'm holding just with my one hand, and my other hand's gonna open up to the other side, trying to keep my shoulders down. You can soften this a little bit, soften the bend or that knee, but it's really more productive if you keep it straight. Okay, bend it and set it on the floor and just enjoy that low back stretch. Breathe through it. All right, bring it back. Okay, bring your knees to your chest, both of them. This you might need with your towel, but I don't. I usually can reach for my ankles, but I'm gonna hold on my ankles. If you can't, you can hold on with your towel. But I take my elbows and I'm kicking my knees out of the way so I can see my feet. And I'm trying to get the bottoms of my feet to touch. And I'm pulling them in. My back is completely flat. A nice inner thigh stretch. We're gonna do more of this when we didn't do it at the beginning. I should have. Sorry about that. We'll do it at the top. So we will be standing up. Okay, let's go into the figure 4 stretch. Okay, as you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm interlocking my fingers now and pulling, getting a nice stretch on that right leg for me. Let's go the other side. Other side. Enjoy that stretch. This is a great one. You can do this while you sit down too. Imagine that the foot that we're holding on to is on the floor and this other one's on top of our thigh and we just lean forward. That's another way to do it. Okay. All right, let's bring both feet up if you can. Slight bend and pull them both and try to lift your hips off the floor. Get a nice stretch. For some of you, if you do have a disc problem, you don't want to load the disc too much, so you just want to stay right here and not pull up, okay? All right, let's gas pedal those feet. And now point them. Point and try to extend those legs. If this is not comfortable, lay your legs down to do it. So they're down here and point your toes, okay? Otherwise, if you can keep them up, we're just trying to get all that added fluid in our legs to get out, helping the heart right here, massaging our legs down. Okay. All right, so we have done some thoracic rotation that was on our hands and knees, so we're not going to do that on the floor like I typically do. So you're going to make your way up off the floor. We're going to do some hip flexor stretches, and then we're going to finish standing up. I changed my mind because we didn't do inner thighs, so I'm going to do that. All right, so I'm going to stand. You guys see me. I'm going to put this on my knee. And I'm going to step forward, okay? Some of you learn to do it this way. That's probably more like in yoga or in your track practice. I like to put my knee down because I'm leveraging it so I can get a stretch in this hip flexor, okay? And I press forward. Okay, let's add something to it. You can add one arm up over the head, and that opens up these ribs, gets that psoas. It stretches out those abs after doing all the ab work. Sorry about getting dropped, but that seems to happen around this time of day. All right, let's switch sides. Okay. What I'm trying, I'll angle this so you see, I am not letting my knee go past my toe. I'm staying behind it. If you're here, it's fine, but you're off balance. So get it forward and focus on the other leg. This is just holding you up, okay? Okay, I'm gonna combine this with a couple downward facing dogs. Curl your toes under and pop up and stretch those hamstrings. They should feel stretched by now, and maybe those heels do go down for you at this time. Okay, you're gonna step forward with that other leg again. Okay, we're on the other leg, and we're gonna put our hands here. And we're gonna pop that foot out, or that knee out. So here, I'm letting it go outward, so we're getting more hip stretch, and my hands are in the inside of that front leg. Okay, let's try the other side. So you're here, lined up, forward, and now my hands are trying to reach for the floor, and I let that hip go out. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna pop this up just a little bit. Go put those feet about as wide as your mat, and you go into that downward facing dog. But this time you're not gonna stay there. You're gonna walk your hands up. Now, those legs go a little wide, even wider. Hold on to a chair if you need it, the stability, or a desk. And now you're gonna stretch those inner thigh muscles out. Okay. Center and the other side. Back to the center and the other side. Leg is nice and straight. A soft bend doesn't usually work with this one. And the weight is mostly on this side. This is just staying there for that stretch. Other side. Okay, let's stay to the center. Let's bring our arms up over the head. Trust me, yep, they're up over the head. A side bend. Don't push the hip out. Keep those hips stable. And now the other side. Bring the arms down. Put your hands on your knees. And now push those knees out into a squat and drop that shoulder forward. Okay. Center, other side. You can do this. You can put your hands on the chair and, well, no, you can't. You gotta get them out of the way. Sorry, can't modify this one. And again. And come on up. Okay, I'm gonna position my screen. You see me a little bit better. You're gonna need a chair for this one, just to hold on to, or the wall, but we're gonna stretch this leg. Okay, we're gonna stretch out that quad. That feels good. Just relax the foot. For some of you, the other way to do this, if you can't grab it because you don't have that range of motion, you can put it up against the wall. So if it's a grippy wall and you're allowed to put your foot on the wall, you can do it that way, and then you close into it, okay? You can hook it on an armchair, like a sofa chair, okay? Let's go the other side. I know we're getting close to the end of the session. Hopefully you don't have to quick sign off, so I'm not done. Feels so good on the top of the leg. We've worked a lot of the hips today, moved them around. Hopefully that opened up and gave you more range of motion, gave you more mobility. Okay, what we want to do is just circle those hips, okay? Just check in with them. Okay, all right, now we're gonna bring our knee into our chest. Oops. Yeah, I think I need the chair. Okay, step and pull. Okay, so I'm gonna sit down to show you so I don't have to move. So I'm gonna roll my shoulders now. Okay, you can stay standing on this one. I just am sitting, just so you can see me better. All right, let's put our hands on her together and bring those elbows here. Go as high as you can before they open up. Oh, I had to release, okay? There we go. Let's try it again. Hold it together. All right, let's go the other way now. So they're here, and now we split them. Yep. Touch and split. Okay, now cross this arm in front of you, give it a hug. Other side. So we are going to stretch out the neck. Okay, so I will, as you roll your shoulders in front, you do that while I get my hair out of the way. See what I'm doing. I'll try to do a side profile if that helps. Okay, so you've done your shoulders, roll and roll. Okay, now you're going to drop your ear to the shoulder. It's really important to breathe on this one. Exhale. Back to the center. We don't want to hold that one too long, okay? Let's try it one more time on the same side. and back to the center. Let's go the other way. Here, shoulder, to the center, and again. Okay, shrug your shoulders and drop them, okay? Now I'm gonna put my feet together. You guys put your feet together, shrug them and drop them. Now I'm gonna put my hands behind my back and I'm gonna look to the angle or to the side. So I'm turning and dropping my head. So I'm not looking over my shoulder. I'm looking right before my shoulder. My arms are behind me, so I can keep the shoulder down. That's why I had you shrug to exaggerate, dropping that shoulder. Okay, go back to the center and go the other way. So you turn and drop your chin towards your clavicle. Okay, now we're just gonna look side to side. Hands at your sides or in front of you, and then just look right, back to the center, and look left. Let's do it one more time. And the other way. Okay, let's stretch the triceps, forearms, and we're done, okay? So the tricep, bring your arm over your head and try to pull. You can do a side bend with it. And back to the center, okay? Other side. Hold on to it. Get the stretch first in the tricep. Once you've found that stretch, then open up those ribs. Okay. I haven't done that in quite a long time, so let's do it again. You might have, but I haven't, so I'm gonna do it twice. And this way. Well, after this session, I hope you guys feel about 1 millimeter taller and about 10 pounds lighter. Not that we lost weight on this stretch, but your body should just feel lighter. The last thing I want to leave with you that you can think about for the day is holding those upper abs in, and it's like you're closing off your ribs, holding them tight so you can keep your shoulders nice and loose, okay? I'm getting some people asking about neck tension. I know that I've had it, but I've been out in the garden pruning. But if you hold this tight, and if you're reading something or talking to somebody, try to keep your head straight away. Don't be looking this way for the conversation, and hold those abs tight so this can stay loose, okay? So then you're